Hello, Panthers. Get ready for wind testing. Seniors, you have wind testing coming up the week of October 27th, 28th, and 29th. So, Halloween week, get excited. We are going to take the wind test. All seniors are required to take the wind test, and you're going to take it on your Chromebook. So, make sure you bring your Chromebook and bring it fully charged. I believe our folks in technology are even planning on having a special treat for those who bring their Chromebook fully charged. So next week we will be having, or potentially this week if you're watching it the week of October 27th, 28th, and 29th, we'll be having wind testing. Take a look at the schedule. If you are with the hybrid group, last name A through K, and attend school on Mondays and Tuesdays, you'll be taking your test on Tuesday, October 27th. For those who are VIP students, plan to come into the high school on Wednesday, October 28th. And for my hybrid group B students, that's last names L through Z, you'll be coming in to take your test on Thursday, October 29th. Now notice we've got an 8 a.m. start time here, so it's a little earlier than our regular school day, but we have several hours of testing to get in. And of course, we still want to be able to eat lunch. So we're going to get here at 8 o'clock and start those tests. It's going to be great. We're going to do great. And here's a little bit more information. So, wind testing is a ready to work assessment that assesses our skills in things like locating information, reading for information, and applying mathematics. Who is required to participate? Typically, it's all third year students. However, because you weren't able to take this test in the spring as a third year student, seniors will be taking this test in the fall as fourth year students. So if you are a senior fourth year student, you'll be taking this test. And for my juniors, you can expect to be taking this test in the spring. Why do we have to take it? Well, South Carolina likes to ensure that we are preparing students for the workforce, and the wind test is one of the ways that they determine if we are successful with that. So this is a part of our state required assessment to determine career readiness. It is also a credential that is recognized by many companies in South Carolina, and this is why South Carolina chose to make this the work readiness test. Several companies in South Carolina, as well as nationally, recognize the WIN certificate as an employability credential. Companies like Nestle, Target, Amazon, Cummings, even the University of South Carolina recognize the WIN certificate. Not to mention, all students in South Carolina will be taking this test, and companies and schools want to see where you stack up. Every year, I have several graduates calling to get copies of these scores because they do matter towards employment and pay. So, will you actually earn a certificate? I think that you can. If you make at least a 3 on each of the main test areas, which are the applied mathematics, reading for information, and locating information, you will earn at least a bronze certificate. Students can also earn silver, gold, or platinum certificates by scoring a 4, 5, or 6 on all the sections of the test. And the higher your score, the more jobs and basic skills that you are demonstrating that you have the ability for. So higher scores mean that you are capable of performing a wider set of employment, and we really love seeing those gold and platinum scores because that means you're ready for more than 90% of the jobs out there in the workforce. I just want to give you a little idea of what the questions will look like. For applied math, I like to say that all these problems are readily solvable. You have your calculator there for you the whole time in your hand. You can just pull out that relevant information and solve that problem and then check your work. So for instance, you can take a look at this math question 1. It says that you are going to be staying in Maui for $1,749. And if this is a special savings of $120. So if you save the $120 on the price, then the original price is $1,749 plus 120. Easy math calculation there, coming up to $1,869. Answer B. Or take a look at question 2. You're doing some painting. A gallon of paint covers 300 square feet. You've got to cover 1,200 square feet. So you take that 1,200 square feet, divide it by 300, because that's how many one can covers, to find out how many cans you need. And you're going to need 4 cans because 4 times 300 is 1,200 to cover all those square feet. So these are just basic math problems, y'all, that if you read through these problems, you pull out what the critical information is, plug it through your calculator just to double check, you will be able to figure out the right answer on all of these questions. I know you can do it. Then for reading for information, you're going to check out the sample question over here so you can see what these questions would look like. In the reading passages, what you're going to want to do is find the key information. All the reading passages, they're going to ask you for some piece of information from the reading passage. In this sample, you're being asked to figure out what time the workers will leave with the packages. So I know this has to do with time. I review over my reading, and it looks like point 2 has to do with all the times that the workers are going to be going places. And if you take a look at it, it says that they're going to pick up the packages at 12:30 and leave for Jonesville at 1 o'clock. So what time are they going to leave? They're going to leave at 1 o'clock. So you can just go through, find the information they're looking for, double check it here in the text, and figure out your answer. That's how we're going to do reading for information. I know you're going to be able to figure it out. Just it's all asking you for critical pieces of information that are available inside the text. The last section, locating, or you actually also have soft skills, but let's talk about locating information. In the locating for information section, you are going to be analyzing graphs. All the questions are going to ask you to figure out something from a graph or a chart. Every question is going to have a graph or a chart. So first thing we're going to want to do is figure out what is the information that we're being asked for. Then we're going to review the graph to understand what the graph's about, and review the answer choices to see what works best with the graph and what you're being asked for. So this graph is asking us to know what would be the title of the vertical axis. And vertical means up and down, but also if you take a look at the picture, they even have the word title question mark on the left-hand side. So I'm trying to figure out what would this title be? Well, then I need to know what the graph's about. The title is Annual Profits for Cyber Magic Technologies. Well, I've got 2 choices down here, or I've got several choices, but I look and I see the annual part, the year, is already on the horizontal axis. So the vertical axis should have to do with profits. And what are profits going to be from? They're going to be from dollars. So that's how I figure out that answer, that it's C, dollars, because the graph is about annual profits. One of the axes already says year, that has to do with annual. So then profits would have to do with dollars. And that's how we figure it out. Then just double check. You can look at the other answers that you might have and think, oh, would this have to do with employees? Well, that wouldn't necessarily be profits. Maybe we'd be thinking about cost, but we're talking about profits, how much money we made, not how much money we spent. So great job for those of y'all who thought the answer was dollars. You're going to be ready for this. Just look at the graphs, figure out what they're asking you for, and determine the best answer choice. Get ready for the WIN test. You have 3 main sections plus another section called soft skills, where it just asks you about those work habits that you would do, like arriving on time, checking your email, all those things that we already talked to you about doing at school. So get ready for the WIN test. I know you're going to do great. It's going to be on Tuesday, October 27th for Hybrid A, Wednesday, October 28th for Virtual, and Thursday, October 29th for Hybrid B. Bring your Chromebook, bring your charger, and be here on time. 8 a.m. in the Media Center. See you there. Have a great day. Go Panthers.